Bitcoin went down about 3.6%, still at 56,000, about 600. So we're still bullish on Bitcoin. What else we got here? Oh, Brent crude. Brent crude went up because of recession fears ease. How about that for
bullshit detected? Take precautions.
Recession. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. And gold, $2,455. That's up $7. Still off its high, but still high up there. Again, it's over $400 an ounce up since when we call this a golden year for gold.
In today's news recap, will rate cut hopes ignite a silver rally? Silver prices remained stable on Wednesday, hovering around the pivot point, which is currently guiding the market's short-term direction. Unlike gold, which is nearing record highs, silver traders are adopting a cautious stance, with little momentum pushing prices decisively in either direction. This lack of volatility suggests that investors are not expecting significant market-moving news from today's U.S. Consumer Price Index report. The modest support for silver prices on Wednesday is largely due to expectations of a potential U.S. interest rate reduction and ongoing tensions in the Middle East. However, the market remains sensitive to upcoming U.S. inflation data, which could influence the Federal Reserve's monetary policy decisions. Despite these supportive factors, low demand from China continues to weigh on the market, potentially limiting any substantial rally in silver. Investors are closely watching the latest inflation data, particularly the core CPI, which excludes volatile food and energy prices. Expectations are for a 0.2% increase from the previous month and a 3.2% rise year over year. The data comes at a time of growing economic uncertainty, with some investors questioning whether the Federal Reserve should have already begun cutting interest rates. According to CME Group, traders are currently split on the likelihood and size of a rate cut in September, though the consensus leans towards some form of easing. U.S. Treasury yields edged lower on Wednesday as the market absorbed the latest inflation data and its potential implications for the economy. A confirmation of slowing U.S. prices could bolster bets on a significant rate cut in September, potentially driving silver prices higher. Additionally, geopolitical tensions, particularly in the Middle East, continue to fuel safe haven demand for silver. Now we'll show you the best clips of the latest interview, but first hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check our description for full vid credits. Enjoy the episode.
Now on to the markets. Stocks rallied on Thursday as investors regained confidence in the economy. Investors, fucking gamblers. The Dow was up 550 points, S&P up 1.61%. Retail sales increased and NASDAQ was up 2.34%. Everything's nice and rosy now. Everything's just perfect. Retail sales increased 1% in July, far surpassing an estimate from Dow Jones of a 3.0. What are we fucking talking about here? And again, inflation's bringing this stuff up. Things are costing more. That's why your numbers are going up, as the plantation workers of Slavelandia are earning a lot less. Yep. So, Walmart added to the momentum. Yeah, Walmart, the fucking crime syndicate. They did away with all the small. I remember when Walmart was just beginning to happen. There was a guy up in New Hampshire trying to stop this, and it didn't work. And again, they own everything now. Again, when I always say this, when I was a young man, there were hardware stores, stationery stores, drug stores, grocery stores. They're all gone. And I worked in a candy store. I was a soda jerk. All the kids after high school used to come down there. And I met a beautiful girlfriend there. Couldn't wait to get that job. You had to be 16 years old to get it. Yep. Anyway, so that's it. So you look at that, then you go, China's steel maker warns over severe and prolonged industry crisis. The warning by state-owned BAOA, however you pronounce it, suggests the latest crisis will be even more severe. The sector has been ravaged by weak real estate demand and industrial production. These have created a glut of steel that has driven down prices, leading to losses at mills. Yeah, I mean, it's down because the economy is going down. Sentiment dips in Europe, and Germany adds to case for ECB cut. The ZEW indicator of economic sentiment for the Eurozone fell 25.8 points to 17.9, the biggest drop since the early months of the pandemic in April 2020. That's when everything was crashing. And that's the sentiment now. Oh, and the markets went up. You know why the markets went up? Because it's total fucking
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
But again, this isn't reported in the American media, by the way. Nothing. The Wall Street Journal, I hardly get a worthy article out of there that's trend significant. And I got to read it at like the toilet paper record to see what they're saying. But hardly, here again, these are all printed out from online. And again, I underline all the salient points, and they go to our great writers. Hardly anything from the newspapers. Optimism over Germany's recovery, quote, had completely evaporated, said Deutsche Bank's chief German economist, Robert Winkler.
In today's news recap, Bank of America expects declining silver inventories to make the deficits count. The Silver Institute shows that the silver market has been in a deficit for the last 5 years. And during that time, we've seen substantial decreases in global inventories. Which makes sense, as the metal has to come from somewhere to meet the shortfall. Yet, with no resolution to the gap in sight, as the deficits are widely expected to continue years into the future, a recent Bank of America report suggests that the declining inventories are starting to make the deficits count. Their report also commented on China's surging silver consumption, which has continued to grow in 2024 as their solar production has, again, exceeded expectations. And with governments calling for a tripling of green energy by 2030, the demand for silver is going to have to increase if the governments are going to get anywhere even close to meeting their targets. China has already shifted to being a net importer of silver. And we've personally talked with one of the larger silver producers who told us about how Chinese smelters have been going directly to Latin American silver producers and offering substantially reduced treatment charges because they're able to take advantage of the increased premiums in China. Now, we'll show you more clips of the latest interview, but first, smash the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss out our daily recaps.
So we said Harris is going to win, and we said why, because abortion is going to be one of the major issues. Harris is playing it up. Trump is playing it down in terms of their spirit. Trump is angry, calling her names, and Kamala hilarious, as my buddy Mark Ferraro, great hairstylist for the stars, had come up with. Kamala hilarious. And it's a reality show. And now, the first Emerson College polling national survey following President Biden's decision not to seek re-election finds Vice President Kamala Harris leading Donald Trump 50% to 46%, with 5% of likely voters undecided. With undecided voters' support allocated, Harris continues to lead by 52 to 48. Again, minus a wild card like the market's crashing, economy, something wild, we forecast she's going to win. And again, not voting for either of them, can't stand either of them, so take it easy. And all you want to say, Trump is going to win, fine. Okay, believe what you want to believe. Don't believe me. I'm a trend forecaster, and I'll put my track record up against anybody in the world. Do I get it right all the time? No, I'm a human being. But I'll put my track record up against anybody, anywhere. As famine grows in Sudan, U.S. leads new push for ceasefire. We're mentioning this because it's your new world disorder. Bangladesh, all over, Uganda, Sudan. People and the COVID war made it much, much worse because of the lockdowns, thanks to, they call it the pandemic, thanks to scumbag politicians. And again, here's your t-shirt. Oh, hey, politician. And hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? They made a very bad situation worse. You go to trendsjournal.com shop and you get your Trends Journal. They come in all different sizes and shapes and, you know, hoodies and all that other stuff. I'm mentioning this because it's very important. There's an article that came out. Americans dying younger than English-speaking peers worldwide. That's study finds, just came out with that. Can't understand why. They eat junk food, ultra-processed food. They swallow that crap, and they swallow political crap. They're crappy eaters. It's not only that they're dying younger, their brains are going dead quicker. And then smartphones linked to anxiety and depression in teens. This was an InfoWars.
What do you think of Celente's predictions? Is he spot on? Do you disagree with him? Post in the comments section your honest opinion and share with the stackers if you're preparing for a major recession in the upcoming months. Now check this video right here and I'll see you on the other side.